Welcome back to the Food for Thought podcast. I'm your host, Erin Hallstrom. Today's episode is sponsored by Mettler Toledo Product Inspection, a division of Mettler Toledo. The food processing industry is evolving at a rapid pace, and companies in the industry must keep up with any tightening regulations or new technology to enter the market. But one thing remains constant: quality is king. Florida-based Mettler Toledo serves the food processing industry via its product inspection solutions to ensure the quality and safety of food products before they make it to the consumer. Mettler Toledo sees product inspection as one of the most important elements to success for today's production facilities. The company is a multinational manufacturer of scales and analytical instruments and is the largest provider of weighing instruments for use in laboratory, industrial, and food retailing applications. To gain insight into the role product inspection solutions play in the safety and quality of food products, we caught up with Robert Rogers, Senior Advisor of Food Safety and Regulations at Mettler Toledo. Robert, welcome to this special episode of the Food for Thought podcast. Let's kick things off talking about product inspection solutions. What role do they play in ensuring the safety and quality of food products?
Well, thank you for having me. I'm happy to join you here today. Product inspection solutions. We'll start off with vision inspection systems. Vision inspection systems to ensure the proper label is on a package. That helps to ensure that things like the proper allergen declarations are present on the correct label. You move into items like an inline check weigher as a product inspection device for ensuring the proper weights of the declared package weights are correct on the package. For the business, it helps to ensure less product giveaway. So that's a good thing for the business to ensure. Then you move into things that'll help to prevent foreign material like metal detection systems, obviously looking for metallic contamination that might have made its way into the products or pieces of ingredients. All the way through to X-ray inspection, again for foreign material, but also other quality inspections like fill level and quantity checks within a package and seal inspection. So those sort of inspections play an important role, obviously, within the aspect of food safety, ensuring that the quality and the safety of the food is up to par, helping to prevent product recalls.
How can food processors effectively integrate product inspection systems into their food safety culture and processes?
Yeah, well, having a good food safety culture, includes having product inspections really throughout the process. Historically, you might have expected those sort of inspections to happen at the end of the line. Sure, it makes sense. It's in its final packaging. There's less risks for contamination to occur at that point in the process. But really, a good culture includes inspections throughout the process because it helps to prevent waste of product. Obviously, if you find a problem at the end of the line, all the ingredients you use to make the product end up as waste. The packaging material ends up as waste. So having good culture ensures that inspections throughout the process to help with other company benefits and values of reducing waste and improving efficiencies. Good culture around the training around product inspection devices. I know for me, back 30 years ago when I started with my company, they maybe didn't have a great training culture in place for our business, and going out on that first service call to fix the equipment, not really being comfortable with what I was doing and knowing exactly how to solve that issue. So training can be a good culture to have so the employees feel empowered to do their tasks in day to day. So they're not coming up against all these major challenges day to day in their duties, so that they have a good day. Obviously a bad day is running into issues all day long and not knowing how to solve them yourself. So empowering them with training and education to understand their responsibilities and how to get around some roadblocks that might happen. Those are some good examples of good product inspection cultures.
What would the potential consequences be of a poor product inspection culture for a food processing facility?
Well, poor product inspection culture can lead to devastating effects. One of the worst could be a product recall happens, something that ends up in the consumer's hands of a safety issue, a foreign material being in the product, and an improperly declared allergen or an undeclared allergen within the label. Those can have devastating effects, obviously. When you look at the importance I had said about good training as part of a good culture. One of the things that you can find in a poor product inspection culture is a lot of false reject activity at a system. That false reject is really your worst enemy. That's good sellable product that's in the reject bin for something incorrectly, whether it's was put in there, thought it had contamination, and it really doesn't have contamination. A lot of false reject activity in a product inspection culture can lead to improper reintroduction of non-conforming products. I'll give you an example. A metal detector, for instance. A lot of activity at the detector where it's rejecting product into the reject bin. In a poor culture, the operator may think, oh, that silly metal detector, it always does that. We never find contamination. I'm even going to reinspect this product through the detector and prove that it's a false detect. And they have a mediocre reinspection process that reintroduces a contamination back into the production line. That's a poor culture and can be, again, a devastating effect. And in that example, where there's a lot of false reject activity at a system, the culture seems to be, oh, that silly system, it's always doing that. When what it's doing is it's rejecting or identifying non-conforming items. A good culture would be totally opposite. When the activity is informing them of non-conforming items, there's an escalation, an alert activity that happens saying, oh my gosh, we need to take action because non-conforming items are being processed at this point. So that gives you some ideas of good and bad cultures and the effects that they can have within a production facility.
How can food processors collaborate with product inspection suppliers to ensure their product inspection solutions are properly integrated into their overall food safety culture?
Yeah, so again, I really truly believe that product inspection devices are a big part of a good food safety culture. And I like to say even have a product inspection safety culture within a facility, partnering with organizations to help them build their training programs. So their training programs can be developed specifically around the business's standard operating procedures. I've helped companies develop their programs around their foreign material devices. So not only installing the devices to ensure that the materials are of good quality, but also how do we test the system and proper testing methods, ensuring that we're challenging the devices, helping them to develop good validation programs to ensure their understanding of the capabilities and limitations of the devices. Again, helping them to, for their employee trainings, helping them to develop those trainings so that their operators are comfortable with the devices, that their maintenance groups are comfortable with the routine maintenance that needs to occur on the systems and how to replace components that might need to be replacing. Working with organizations, again, to partnering with them to understand, again, I spoke about inspections throughout the process, understanding where is a good location to install an inspection device and what value would it have in one location versus another. Maybe we're installing systems to protect internal equipment, maybe a metal detector before a grinding step so it doesn't damage the grinder. Again, partnering with an organization will help to ensure that any questions that the organization may have will be asked, and understanding that the equipment provider has a lot of experience with a lot of different types of manufacturing processes and can provide good insight on ways to even improve their internal processes. One of the offerings that I have is a what I call a safe audit, where we do just that. We come in and inspect their processes from raw material receipt through final production. And my goal in that inspection is really just to identify improvement opportunities that might be in equipment It might be in how equipment is utilized, but more often it's really how the operations are and the processes around the equipment as opposed to the technology itself. So the processes around the equipment build that good food safety and product inspection culture.
Well, Robert, you provided a lot of great information here. Thank you so much for joining me today on the Food for Thought podcast. For everyone listening to the Food for Thought podcast today, thank you for tuning in. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and just about everywhere you can listen to a podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we talk more about the stories behind the headlines of the food and beverage industry. Take care. Have a great day.